and falling hazards. Finally, please remain in your respective seating area when taking photos during the ceremony. At this time, please find a place to sit, thank you, and enjoy today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the arrival of our official party.
Detail, attention. Hunt. Forward. March.
Please remain standing for the invocation given by Chaplain Nicholas Reed.
I invite you to pray with me, if you will. Good and loving Lord, with the backdrop of a blue-gray autumn morning, we gather here upon the hallowed grounds of Lackland Air Force Base. We do so to mark the graduation of the 322nd Training Squadron and the newest airmen in the world's greatest Air Force. In this season of Thanksgiving, Americans near and far reflect with grateful hearts on the many blessings they have received. So too do we take time to offer thanksgiving that you have seen fit to author our stories with such grace and providence in bringing us to this moment. We thank you for your faithfulness, that these men and women who stand before you ready themselves to take on the responsibilities of technical training as they grow into their roles as wingmen, leaders, and warriors, do so second to none. We too thank you for the support of their family and friends, many of whom surround them now in this moment of joy, and for the watchful guidance and encouragement of their MTIs, who have surrounded them for these past 2 months. Bless each of us according to your wisdom, for our good and your glory. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain Reed. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's Basic Military Training Graduation Ceremony. We would like to introduce our distinguished guests, beginning with the hosts for today's ceremony. The Commander, Air Force Basic Military Training, and 1990 graduate of Basic Military Training, Colonel Jeff Pixley, accompanied by his wife, Andrea. The Senior Enlisted Leader, Air Force Basic Military Training, and 1993 graduate of Basic Military Training, Chief Master Sergeant Leary Gaitan. Our reviewing official and Senior Enlisted Leader, the Commander, 37th Training Wing, Colonel Rocky Wilson, accompanied by his wife, Nisa. The Command Chief, 37th Training Wing, and 1994 graduate of Basic Military Training, Chief Master Sergeant Mike Morgan. From the graduating squadron, the Commander, 322nd Training Squadron, Lieutenant Colonel Beth Rosario, accompanied by her husband, Carlos. the Senior Enlisted Leader, 322nd Training Squadron, and 1999 graduate of Basic Military Training, Chief Master Sergeant Lorenza Smart, accompanied by his wife, Latrice. Also in attendance with us today, President, University of Colorado, and former Congressman, Mr. Mark Kennedy. Although time does not permit us to introduce all of our distinguished guests, the 737th Training Group is proud to welcome each of you. We hope you enjoy today's ceremony. Our Commander of Airmen is Technical Sergeant Autumn Foster, Blue Robe, Master Military Training Instructor, 322nd Training Squadron. Colonel Rocky Wilson will review today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the national anthem. Thank you. Please be seated.
Order. March. Change post. March.
Ma'am, the parade is formed.
Proceed to report.
Order! Order! Halt! Retard! accounted for.
Publish the order.
Attention to order! Detail Sergeant K! Now Commissioner Officer of the K! Technical Sergeant Key! By order of Colonel Wilson! Officers! Hold! Hold!
737th Training Group, United States Air Force, Joint Base San Antonio, Lackland, Texas. Subject: Commander's Excellence. The Commander's Excellence streamer is awarded to the 322nd Training Squadron, Flight 004, for their significant accomplishments demonstrating teamwork, excellence, and esprit de corps during the period of 11 October 2021 to 24 November 2021. Signed, Jeffrey Pixley, Colonel, United States Air Force. Ladies and gentlemen, the graduates passing in review today represent a portion of the men and women who will complete basic military training this year. The 737th Training Group provides all recruits the essential military training to become motivated members of the world's greatest air and space forces. The military training instructors are responsible for the indoctrination, development, and discipline of the airmen and guardians. They have dedicated endless hours to ensuring that all training objectives are met. Today's graduates have proven that through academic studies, military training, physical training, and the development of teamwork that they are ready to take their place in the United States Armed Forces. Now passing in review, the Commander of Airmen, Technical Sergeant Autumn Foster, Blue Robe, Master Military Training Instructor, hometown, Carthage, Texas. Flight 013, led by Technical Sergeant Robert Tatum, Military Training Instructor, hometown, St. Louis, Missouri. Flight 014, led by Technical Sergeant Raimundo Solis, Military Training Instructor, hometown, La Porte, Texas. Flight 015, led by Technical Sergeant Justin Lancaster, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Swansea, South Carolina. Fitness Excellence Flight, Flight 009, led by Technical Sergeant Nathan Sear, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Detroit, Michigan. Flight 010, led by Technical Sergeant Jamie Belzer, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Alexandria, Minnesota. Flight 011, led by Technical Sergeant Robert McClanahan, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Bartlett, Texas. Flight 012, led by Technical Sergeant Derek Sizemore, AETC, Master Instructor, hometown, Rogers, Arkansas. Flight 005, led by Staff Sergeant Chad Ozenbaugh, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Battle Creek, Michigan. Flight 008, led by Technical Sergeant Ryan Porter, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Fort Anne, New York. Flight 007, led by Staff Sergeant Dawson White, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Winona, Illinois. Academic Excellence Flight, Flight 006, led by Technical Sergeant Emmanuel Perez, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Navarre, Florida. Commander's Excellence and Fitness Excellence Flight, Flight 004, led by Staff Sergeant Nicholas Young Davis, military training instructor, hometown, Fort Worth, Texas. Marksman Excellence Flight, Flight 002, led by Master Sergeant Mario Suri, military training instructor, hometown, Goldsboro, North Carolina. Flight 003, led by Staff Sergeant Christopher Brain, military training instructor, hometown, Ava Beach, Hawaii. Flight 001, led by Technical Sergeant Harold Snyder, military training instructor, hometown, Panama City, Florida. Musical support for this morning's ceremony has been provided by graduating airmen and guardians from the 322nd Training Squadron, performing under the direction of Master Sergeant Miles Hudlow, hometown, Raleigh, North Carolina. These individuals have been hand-selected to perform today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, now passing in review our newest military training instructors. They have completed a demanding 7-week course encompassing 320 lesson hours and 23 evaluations. During their tour, they will be responsible for transforming 7,480 civilians into motivated warrior airmen and guardians. From the 737th Training Support Squadron, Class 210923, led by Technical Sergeant Andrew Spiker, hometown, Reading, Pennsylvania. Ladies and gentlemen, Chief Master Sergeant Mike Morgan will now come forward and say a few words.
Good morning, Eagles. Nobody's gonna say good morning? Good morning, Eagles! And welcome to the families and the loved ones who made it down to San Antonio, Texas on this fine, fine morning. Welcome. I'm really excited to be here, and I'm really excited that you're here with us. You know why? Because it means that our newest airmen out here in the audience have loved ones who are going to come out and tap them out. And as my good friend, yeah, go ahead. Let's give it a round for them. Yes. And I know one of the first things you're going to do, as my good friend Chief Gaitan says, is you're going to come down, you're going to poke them in the belly, and you're going to make sure we've been feeding them, right? Yeah? Yeah. I can tell you that we have been feeding them. And these military training instructors that have marched them through this parade today have poured themselves into these newest trainees. They have cared for them. They have shown them what respect looks like. They have shown them what being a member of the profession of arms looks like. And I tell you what, I am excited. I am so excited. not only for them, but I'm excited for the military training instructors as they have continued over the past 26 years for me, continued to mold the next generation of airmen and guardians. So let's give it a hand for those military training instructors. I'm not only excited, but I'm also thankful. I'm thankful because I got to run with these airmen this morning. How cool was that? That was pretty cool, right? Yeah. And today was actually the first time that we were able to bring families back to that. So I am thankful that you all got to bear witness to the PT that they were doing this morning too. Let's give it a hand for our newest airmen. I'm also thankful today because you get to reunite with your sons and your daughters, your wives and your husbands, your brothers, your sisters, your loved ones. I'm thankful that you're here to witness the graduation of our newest airmen. I'm both excited and thankful that I get to share today with you, just as I know that all of you are thankful to see them again. 26 years ago today, or not today, but 26 years ago, I graduated from this very squadron, the 322nd. I am thankful for the military training instructors, the Eagles, for changing the trajectory of my life. The Eagles will always be second to none. Eagles, airmen, today you fully join a team of professionals dedicated to integrity, service, and excellence. The airman's coin that you will receive may seem a simple coin, but it carries with it the history and heritage of our airmen. The men and women who have come before you have airlifted troops and supplies into the jungles of Vietnam, executed precision airstrikes in the desert of Iraq and Afghanistan, delivered humanitarian aid to villages in Africa and South America. They have launched missiles and flown satellites, defended airstrips, and strengthened partnerships. They have stood on the North Pole, the South Pole, and everywhere in between. To our newest airmen, today you graduate from basic military training and join us in the profession of arms. Always remember that while you serve in or out of uniform, you represent not only those around you, but those who came before you and those that will follow. The next time you look in a mirror, I hope you see what I see in front of me right now. Promise, potential, and a legacy of professional airmen. To your families here and watching via the live stream, I thank you for sending us the best this nation has to offer. You've grown, groomed, and made ready these young warriors standing here today. Without your support, they wouldn't be who they are today. Know that we will do our best to watch over them as we welcome them to become a part of an extended family, the United States Air Force. Airmen, I leave you with this. You are joining a team that will look to you to define the character of our Air Force for years to come. We have the utmost faith in you because every time you recite the Airman's Creed, we believe you. I believe you. I hereby acknowledge your completion of all graduation requirements and recommend that you receive the coveted Airman's Coin, which signifies your tradition today from trainees to airmen. Congratulations. Military training instructors, you may proceed.
At this part of the ceremony, the military training instructors will distribute the Venerable Airman's Coin, and for the first time, distinct Space Force coins to our Space Force graduates. The lore of military coins has many colorful suspected origins. However, a popular story stems from World War I, where American volunteers formed flying squadrons in France during the Great War. One of the volunteers was a wealthy lieutenant who took great pride in his service and had medallions cast in bronze, with his squadron's emblem on them. He gave those medallions to every member of his unit. Not long after, one of the pilots was shot down behind enemy lines and was captured by a German patrol. The German forces confiscated the pilot's possessions except for the pilot's medallion that he wore around his neck. While in confinement in a small French village, the captured pilot took advantage of a nighttime bombardment by the Allies. He donned civilian clothes and escaped after crossing the front lines to safety. He came across a French outpost where he was initially thought to be a saboteur until he showed them his unit coin. The French forces recognized the unit emblem, and instead of any harsher treatment, he received a bottle of wine. Today, several military units have developed their own coins and specific rules for them. Many organizations give out their unit coins to recognize outstanding performances and achievements. The coins the airmen and space professionals receive today are unique in that they originate here at the gateway to the Air Force and are only given to those who complete this rigorous course of instruction. On one side of the airman's coin, the original emblem of the Air Force resides as envisioned by General Henry Hap Arnold, one of the first military aviators and later commander of the Army Air Forces in World War II. Beneath the emblem, the year 1947, the birth date of the United States Air Force, and around the rim of the coin, the core values of the Air Force: integrity first, service before self, and excellence in all we do. Inscribed on the other side of the coin is the newly recognized emblem of the Air Force, a symbol that honors the heritage of our past and represents the promise of our future. The emblem retains the core elements of the Henry Hap Arnold emblem, the Arnold wings, and the star within a circle. The modern effect of the emblem reflects our Air and Space Force today and into the future. Inscribed in a half circle above the contemporary Air Force emblem is the Air Force motto, "Aim high, fly, fight, win." And on the border of the coin, a reminder to all who see this is inscribed, "Awarded on the occasion of becoming an airman in the world's greatest Air Force." The Space Professional coin also has a distinctive design. On one side, it displays the original emblem of the Space Force, the Delta, which was first used by space units in 1961, and honors the heritage of the United States Space Force. Beneath the emblem is the year 2019, the birth date of the United States Space Force. Inscribed on the other side of the coin is the Space Force motto, "Semper Supra," which translates to "always above." This represents the Space Force's role in establishing, maintaining, and preserving our nation's dominance and freedom of operations in the space domain. On the coin's border is a commemorative inscription that reads, "Awarded on the occasion of becoming a charter member of the United States Space Force."
Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to take this opportunity to recognize basic military training's most outstanding performer, someone who demonstrated their ability to successfully navigate all assessments, testing their physical abilities, academic aptitude, and adaptability to the military environment through multiple progress checks. This airman has surpassed all others in the challenges of training and has earned the distinction of being the top graduate of this class. The top graduate is from Flight 012, Airman J.C. Helsel. Airman Helsel is from Traverse City, Michigan, and joined the Air Force to be an airborne cryptological language analyst. Her recruiter is Master Sergeant Kenton Disbrow from the 339th Recruiting Squadron. Flight commanders, place your flights at attention. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as a sign of unity as our top graduate leads us through the Airman's Creed.
I am an American airman!
Congratulations, Airmen. Now how about that squadron pride?
Second to none!
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Flight commanders, place your flights at ease. Ladies and gentlemen, Colonel Rocky Wilson will now come forward and address our newest airmen and guardians.
All right, good morning. Airmen, families, cadre and staff of basic military training, it's so great to see you here today. Let's give our family members a big round of applause for coming all over the country, all over the world to be here today. Let me begin by saying this morning to the families that are here today and those that are live streaming us from all over the world, in the spirit of Thanksgiving, we are so thankful that you are here to join us in person. Because this time last year, we had not yet introduced families back into our graduation ceremonies. Further, as Chief mentioned, we're very, very grateful that you are able to be here today for the very first time in 19 months and had the opportunity to witness our Airman's Run. Yeah, all right, let's go. The Airman's Run represents the final PT session for your trainees and new airmen, and there have been many. And so, being here today, right before Thanksgiving, thinking on what it looked like last Thanksgiving and how far we've come, we're just so grateful, so thankful for everything and all our blessings. 7.5 weeks ago, you entrusted us with our nation's treasure, your sons, your daughters. Your support has pushed these airmen to successfully complete basic military training and join the world's greatest Air Force. I want to take this opportunity to say thank you for your support and your encouragement But more importantly, thank you for your trust. It has taken a lot to trust us with your greatest prize. It is with great honor that I introduce 685 trainees, soon to be airmen, from the 322nd Training Squadron as our nation's newest airmen. Congratulations. Your sons, your daughters, your spouses, significant others, brothers, sisters are joining less than 0.5% that have are going to raise their right hand and answer our nation's call. For our moms and dads in the crowd, we are happy to present you with a no-kidding, grade A, 100% certified human being, complete with the life skills necessary to be fully functioning, fully independent, operating individuals. That's right. That's right. Further, your children now come specially equipped with a feature known as adult mode, and another option we've equipped them with called self-reliance. And best yet, we've thrown in a special free upgrade that we call financial independence. Now, in turn, while I can't speak for every one of them, I think the general sentiment would be to ask you now, in lieu of that, to deactivate your parental hover mode and instead ask you to invest your extra time, energy, cash in different product lines. Okay, so maybe they wouldn't actually say that, but you get the point. Of course, I kid in all of this, but in all seriousness, during their time here at JBSA Lackland in the 322nd Training Squadron, they have molded themselves, we have molded them, their military training instructors have molded them into the best versions of what they can be. We know how proud you are of them. You're proud of their accomplishments, and you should be. For most of them, this is probably one of the first times in their lives that they set out to do something that's really hard, really challenging, venturing out on their own without a safety net. And here they are, they've done it. And as you are, we're proud of their accomplishments. Getting here today was not easy, make no mistake. It wasn't meant to be easy. The purpose of it wasn't to be easy, but they did it. Nobody did it for them, they did it for themselves. And what a great feeling to know that what they've accomplished today is 100% earned. Nothing has been given. But they did have help. The help of their fellow trainees that stand out there with them today, and the help of their military training instructors. But they had to commit to it. They had to commit to the process. So again, how about one more big round of applause for all of your airmen? Yes. All right. This morning, Chief Morgan and I had the opportunity to participate in Airman's Run with them, and when we addressed them, I felt it important to mention while today's graduation marks the end of one phase, it really represents the beginning of another. You see, while we celebrate their success, we also acknowledge the opportunity that lies before them. That's right. After 7.5 weeks teaching them discipline, professionalism, airmanship, and giving them structure, all of which will underpin their Air Force journey here, the next step in their journey will be to show their agility, their ability to adapt, to solve problems, and their ability to push themselves outside their comfort zones. They've been blessed to have some pretty special people to assist them through their journey so far. Our selectively screened, meticulously manned military training instructors have guided them through their journey thus far. But unfortunately, their charter today ends. Now, while they'll never be alone, we're going to ask more of them. We're going to ask them to work hard, to understand they become part of something that isn't just a job, it's not just a career, it's a profession, the profession of arms. And then more than anything, it's a commitment to a completely new lifestyle. It's now belonging to something bigger than just themselves. There's no time cards, no comp time. When they joined the Air Force, they committed to a permanent change in who they are as people. And in a minute, they're going to raise their hand and they're going to affirm that commitment. Now, moving forward, whether they're successful or not, it's really up to them. Well, they'll start out as craftsmen or apprentice in some form or variation within their respective career fields. The level of responsibility and the level of success that they will achieve really depends more than anything else on them. I'll tell you, the Air Force has almost limitless opportunities for training, leadership, education, medical benefits, travel, the list goes on and on and on. But their potential really is, when it comes right down to it, all about what's inside. The military is one of our nation's greatest meritocracies, and what they will find out is what they put into it is exactly what they will get out of it. And I tell you, they are prepared and they are ready. Now, Eagles, I have just one question for you. Are you ready to join the ranks of the world's greatest Air Force? All right, they're ready.
Flight commanders, place your flights at attention. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as Colonel Wilson will now administer the oath of enlistment.
Eagles, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your full name. Do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States and the orders of the officers appointed over me, according to the regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice. So help me God. Congratulations, Airmen.
Thank you, Colonel Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the singing of the Air Force song, followed by the departure of the official party.